Hi guys, how are you? We are in our last class for today, which is history. Do you remember, guys, last class we talked about how things have been changing for us in our routine, in our bodies, in the way we think. Why? Because of course the times are passing by and everything that involves us and our body, of course, has been changing. Well, and for example, when you were a baby, can you eat or walk by yourself? I am sure not. You in that time, you needed some help from your parents, from older sister or brother or someone. But nowadays, for example, you can walk by yourself, you can eat by yourself, and you can do many other things by yourself. Can you think everything you can do by yourself now that you couldn't do when you were a baby? Think about it. For example, when I were a baby, I used it to use nappies, of course. But now I don't need it anymore. It's the same with you. When you were a baby, you use it to use nappies and soother as well. But now you're not using it anymore. I hope so. And guys, a lot of things can happen in our life, and we use graphic way to organize all of these facts in a line. But how to use it? We call it timeline. Let me write here, timeline. But Mrs. Stephanie, what a timeline is? Well, it's a line, a normal line, that has an arrow here in the end. But why you can find it just here and not here? Because here we represent when we were born. And here we represent, for example, our last year or the current year. But the time goes up and we have been changing, and for next week we are going to be different. Then this time here, this arrow here represents that everything can change from now on. You are going to grow up, you are going to finish your college, you are going to go to the university, you are going to have kids, you are going to get married. Then this arrow here represents all of the things that you are going to do when you grow up more. For that, it's really important to draw here this small arrow. Is that okay? Good. The first thing to do a timeline is pick up a book or your history notebook or a piece of paper. But first of all, we are going to draw a line. Can you do it? Okay, I'm here and I'm waiting for you. Did you finish? Maybe not. Okay, you need to do it like this, as here in my whiteboard. Good. Well, the first thing what we are going to do in our timeline is to put the years here in the timeline. First of all, we are going to, when you finish to draw your line, we are going to write at the beginning of this line, just over here, the numeral 0. Do you know why? Because this numeral 0 over here represents when we were born. Here, 0. Did you do it in yours? Good. Then what we are going to do is pick up 3 fingers, and we are going to put these 3 fingers over here. It can be 4 fingers, depends of the size of your paper. But here I have a huge timeline and I'm going to use 3 or more fingers. And here I'm going to represent another age, which is going to be the numeral 2. Do you know why? Because of course this numeral 2 is representing 2 years old. Good job. Now we are going to put 3 fingers more and we are going to represent the number. We are going to write here the number 4. Do you know why? Because we are representing 4 years old, when you were 4 years old. And to finish, what we are going to do is, you are going to write over here at the almost in the end of this line your age now. If you were 5 years old, you are going to draw here 5. If you are 6 years old, you are going to draw here 6. For example, I'm going to write here 6. Depends of your age. It should be your last year age. Maybe 5, maybe 6. Well, then I have here the first number representing when we were born. And here the second year, when we were 2 years old. Here representing when we were 4 years old. And here representing now 5 or 6 years old. And for me, it's representing when I was 6 years old. Good. Can you compare your paper with my whiteboard? Is it the same? If it's not the same, you can erase it and do it again. But the main point is, it has to be the same of mine, okay? Good. Now, what you are going to do is draw some pictures in a different paper. The first picture that you are going to draw is when you were born, when you were just a baby. The first picture is going to be when you were a baby, like me. Look, I draw it. The second picture is going to be when you were 2 years old. Now think, what you were able to do